At SuccessWare, we realize the importance of maintenance agreements to the running of your business. We've created a process for creating agreements and maintaining them that makes things as simple as possible. Adding an agreement to a customer is a simple form-based process. SuccessWare allows you to create templates for your agreements, as well as creating agreements manually for each individual customer. By building templates for the agreements, the majority of the common information is automatically populated in the agreement form. Things like what does the agreement cover, how many visits per year, the length. Importantly, we allow you to indicate that you're going to defer revenue. Here, revenue that is collected for the agreement is held in liability until the actual maintenance agreements are performed and released at that time, allowing for revenue and expense both to be recognized at once. The template can also contain the amount of the agreement, the value of the visits. All you have to do is identify when the agreement starts and ends. You can identify who sold the agreement, and in doing so can also identify any commissions that might be due to that technician or that CSR. Discounts can be associated with your agreements as well. We're going to identify the specific pieces of equipment that are covered by the agreement, and then lastly, the type of maintenance visit that you're going to perform, and in what month you're promising to perform that visit. You can also add notes to that maintenance visit to indicate filters or other pieces of material that you might need to bring out on the job. Once the agreements have been created, maintaining them is a cinch. For those of you who may be using monthly billings for your agreements, or even semi-annual or annual, those can be processed directly through the Agreement Manager in SuccessWare, along with renewals, visit processing, even searching for agreements. Pulling up billings due is a matter of simply identifying the time frame for which you want to see your billings, and SuccessWare's Agreement Manager will automatically display them. You'll notice that a couple here are highlighted in yellow. This is an indication to me that those are credit card numbers that are coming up for expiration, and I might want to address those. I can go into the agreement itself and make the modifications to the credit card information. With a simple right click, I can create an unposted accounts receivable invoice for each of the agreements listed in the Agreement Manager. Once I have the list of agreements here, you can see that I have payment information filters that lets me look at those that only pay by credit card, maybe electronic funds transfers, and I can handle those accounts individually. Processing your credit cards through SuccessWare can either be done directly through our interface with Xcharge, so you'll be able to right-click in the screen and process the credit cards in batch, or if you're running them through another credit card service, you'll be able to mark them manually through SuccessWare. Here I'm going to mark all the agreement invoices listed as paid. And once all the invoices have been marked as paid, I'm going to again right-click and post the entire batch of invoices. This is saving me hours of work in generating individual invoices for individual customers. Here the work is done in one process. Another great benefit to the Agreement Manager is the fact that I can use it to find folks who have maintenance visits coming due. Knowing when your maintenance visits are coming due and making sure that they're being taken care of can be one of the most difficult aspects of maintaining agreements. Here, we have a simple screen that allows me to identify a date range, a simple filter to show me all unscheduled agreement visits within that time frame. Using our marketing list functionality, I can then generate mailing labels right here from within the Agreement Manager. These mailing labels can then be attached to a postcard sent out to the customers to remind them that they need to call and schedule their visit. If you don't wish to send maintenance agreement reminders to your customers but would rather just call them, we can do that directly from our dispatch board. In the dispatch board, we have a view available called Visits Due. I can apply a filter to this list that will show me all open agreement visits, all of those coming due, in a specified date range. Once I've displayed that list, Again, I could right-click and filter down to only those that are still unscheduled, those that need to be handled. The list as we see it here contains color codings which identify the geographic areas where the agreement visits are due. Using my filters in the dispatch board, I can whittle this list down to only those that fall within a certain geographic area. Therefore, I could keep a technician in a certain part of town for the day doing nothing but maintenance visits. I'm going to bring back my entire list. By selecting any of the individual visits due, I'm going to see the name of the customer, their street address, their phone number, and I can make my outbound phone call right from here. When I get the customer on the phone and they agree to a specific time and date, I'm simply going to drag the visit due to the dispatch board to create the job. It couldn't be any easier than this. Completing the agreement visit is just as simple. When I go to invoice an agreement visit that's been completed, I'm simply going to select the visit that I performed and add it to the invoice. This is as simple as clicking the visit button, checkmarking the visit that I performed, and I'm done. The system will automatically know the amount of deferred revenue to release when I post the invoice.